With the coming of the coronavirus, we are literally watching history unfold right in front of us. In this video, I want to just capture some thoughts on what's happening right now. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to this channel. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this video. I actually decided to shoot this as I was driving home from Reagan National Airport's rental car center. And sometimes sometimes as a YouTube content creator, you wake up in the morning and you don't expect to shoot video, but then a series of events or a series of thoughts come to you and you decide, okay, yeah, I need to shoot something on this. So I'm not sure what I'm going to call this video, but this video is about the coronavirus. I'm not sure if I should say COVID-19, which is the scientific name for it. One of my favorite content creators, the master teacher, BGS, who I consider, who's one of my heroes right now, and who is an elder who is much wiser and more senior than I am. I watched one of his videos today when I was at work, and it involved something called a Black Swan event. And it's we're hearing a lot of things right now, in the media, and there's a high feeling of fear and panic. And when things like this happen, it's not quite clear what to feel and what to think about it. And previously, over on my science channel, Big Discussions 76, Science and Technology, I shot a video basically communicating a low level of fear and concern on my part based upon what I'd read at the time and based upon some of the things that I'd heard. I at that point I shot a video basically saying, this is not that big a deal. And at this point, I don't know. After watching BGS's video on the Black Swan event, on Black Swan events, I'm not sure. Maybe there is something more going on here. Maybe there is something, that China is not telling us about this. And so right now, I'm feeling uncertain. Based upon what I'm seeing happen around me, based upon what's happening in different cities across the country, and based upon what's happening in the news. You've had deaths, some deaths, and you're having people popping up all over the place who are testing positive for it. And then there is the greater effects on our economy, which I'm going to get to, and also just our way of life. But before I kind of go into my little ramble, BGS calls those rambles, or calls these rambles when he just starts talking. I want to read the definition of what a Black Swan event is, because I think that it's an important term that we need to know and people need to know, because we're very much witnessing one right now. And also, this video right here, it's unscripted, so I'm just kind of talking completely off the top of my head. So a Black Swan event, let me just open my phone back up here. A Black Swan event. A Black Swan is an unpredictable event that is beyond what is normally expected of a situation and has potentially severe consequences. black swan events are characterized by their extreme rarity, their severe impact, and the widespread insistence they were obvious in hindsight. So years from now, you know, historians, and experts, scientists, whomever, may look back on this and say, you know, we should have seen this thing coming, whatever it turns out to be. But you know, this is a 9/11 moment. I mean, we don't have airplanes crashing into buildings flown by terrorists, but this has caused quite a ripple effect, and it's impacted everything. And this is global. This isn't just happening in one country like 9/11 did. This is happening globally. So before I talk about what's kind of happening in the United States, and you know what effect this virus is having on our society, I want to talk about something that happened last night. Me and a buddy went over to have some drinks over in at National Harbor in Maryland, and there just so happened to be some women, or a group of women, having a bridal celebration, and the bride to be and at least two of the women in the party were nurses. And to make a long story short, they basically told me and my buddy that this virus is of low concern and it's not that big a deal. I'm not saying that it's not that big a deal. I'm not saying that the virus can't mutate into something else, but I'm just saying that last night, me and a friend of mine, we met some women from a bridal party who were nurses, who had medical backgrounds, and who basically told us that it's not worth the concern that it's getting right now. So I'm just going to leave that there. And I'll be thinking about that as I'm reconciling everything that's going on. But what's happening society wide, and what's happening to the economy? Well, the Dow is down from about 29,000 down to about 23 to 22,000. So the Dow and the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, those have all been severely hit by this thing. And so that entire momentum upwards that President Trump was celebrating and that we've been enjoying over the last 2 to 3 years is basically being wiped away right in front of our eyes. Businesses are suffering. Travel is down. A lot of flights and trips have been canceled. I had a work trip in about 2 weeks that's been canceled, and personal and pleasure trips are being canceled. And we just got word. We got word last night that the NBA season has been put on hold. But we also got word today that the NCAA men's basketball tournament and the women's tournament have been canceled. So, that's not that the NBA at some point is going to resume, or at least we think it will. But, the NCAA tournament has been canceled. And so, the NCAA tournament is, nothing is the Super Bowl. I don't want to say this is the Super Bowl, but it's right up there with the Super Bowl in terms of the amount of money that it generates, and all of the businesses that surround that one event. Think of all the fans and the alumni and the supporters who follow those teams and who travel to those NCAA tournament sites, who would be buying food and buying concessions, staying in hotels, renting cars, all those different things. All that is wiped away just out of fear of this virus. And also, that's the NCAA tournament if you're into college basketball and if you're into sports, that's a way of life. And I think that is it's kind of a microcosm of this whole thing, because our entire way of life in the United States is living free. It's doing stuff. It's gathering together at sport events. It's gathering together at concerts. It's gathering together, taking trips at the airport, flying freely to domestic destinations and flying freely to international destinations. It's about our society has been about being outside and being able to move around freely. And now everything is restricted. So there's a high level of fear and terror. And, all of the major industries that our economy runs on are basically grinding to a screeching halt for an unknown period of time. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this video. I'm going to leave BGS's video about Black Swan events and the fact that this is a Black Swan event. It was such a good video. I'm going to leave it in the description box below. As the weeks go on, or as the days go on, I might shoot another video or other videos on this topic. Oftentimes I get ideas about things after I shoot one video, but I just wanted to capture some thoughts on what's happening surrounding the coronavirus. This is history unfolding. This is another 9/11 event, although a different one, and it is unclear what the outcome of all this will be. I hope everyone stays safe. Take particular care of the more senior people around you and the more elderly people around you. They seem to be the most susceptible population. And also pay attention to what happens in the political aspect, in the political cycle. There's no doubt in my mind that there's been criticisms thus far of how the Trump administration has handled this. And so when the election really starts to ramp up, don't be surprised if Joe Biden and those groups and his cronies, if this becomes an issue during the election. Don't be surprised. So with that, I'm going to stop this video. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel or to any of my channels. I'm going to shoot a short video over on my science and technology channel about some science and health updates and considerations about this thing. So if you haven't subscribed to that channel, please subscribe to that channel. In any case, thank you for watching. Always remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Shout out to BGS for introducing another key vocabulary word into at least my own personal vocabulary. And I will talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.